Hello and welcome back to my workbench. It is time once again to try to fix something. And on the workbench today we have another PS5 Fat edition. And this one is not a no power, it is a no video. So I don't know how bad it's going to be. We'll find out. Maybe an easy one. But what I do know, the eBay listing I bought this from, I'll try to put it up on the screen so you can read what the description was on this item. It was supposedly, I bought this from a shop that repairs electronics. And apparently it came in, had an HDMI port replaced, still had no video. It's supposed to boot to a white light. And let me see what it says. System has power. Goes to a white light, missing a lot of screws. HDMI port has been replaced. I have all diode mode readings on the port. Maybe it's the encoder IC or CPU. Basically, the customer didn't want to get it fixed and put any more money into it, I guess, so he sold it. He bought it off of them and sold it on eBay. So it has been worked on before. It's supposed to have a white light, just no video out. So we're going to put that to the test. I've already got some AC voltage going into it. Let's see if she will boot to a white light. Come on. There we go. Yes, white light. And that looked like a reasonable amount of time to get there. So do we just have a problem with the HDMI port or something nearby the HDMI port? Could be the encoder. So yeah, let me get set up to, I know the whoever worked on it before said they looked at the diode readings into the port, but I'm going to do it again. So let me get set up for that, and we'll take a look at this port with a breakout board. All right, I think I've got everything set up. I'm trying something a little new for me anyway. It's an on-screen meter, so you can maybe follow along. We are in diode mode. I got my breakout board plugged in here. Let's just see what we can find. Ground is on pin 20 of this little breakout board. So we're going to start on pin 1. That looks good. 2 looks good. 3, 4. 4. That's going in and out as I wiggle the board. As I wiggle the breakout here, watch as I wiggle it. So that's suspicious. Yep. Ground on 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is also intermittent. 9, 10 looks good. 11, 12, 13. I'm afraid several of these may be intermittent. What was 13.69? 14 is no connection. 15, 16, 17 is ground. 18, about 19. Okay, so even 19 as I wiggle the breakout board. Yeah, okay. We need to get in there and take a look at this port. All right, let's get it apart. Yeah, I have questions on that port. Let's get it apart and see what we can find. Well, the board is out, and first thing I notice is we have a massive dry spot on the top of this APU. So we need to take care of that a little later on. Let's see if we can get some video of it first. Let's take a look under the microscope at this port if we could. Let's see. Let's see now. Well, doesn't look bad. Zoom on in there, get a little closer, I guess. All right, I can't say that looks bad at all. If I can get it to stay in focus. Looks good. So either I have a problem with my breakout board, or the port is has flux in it or something, making it intermittent. Because that looks pretty good. I don't see any missing components. Like there's that diode and resistor combination, capacitor there. I'll flip the board over, and back here, if I can manage to focus it, I need to zoom back out. Another Zener, looks to be in the proper place along with that little capacitor, and I don't see any missing components over here. Nothing jumping out at me. Could be the HDMI encoder. I'm just kind of surprised that it's booting properly if it's got a bad encoder. So let's tell you what, let's give this port a good cleaning and then check it again with the breakout board. Okay, the way I like to clean these things, I use these little cotton pellets. I think they're used as in, like, dentist office uses them. But I find them to be really good for getting some alcohol on them, and then you can get up in there really well, up inside that port. Give it a good clean. All right, I've cleaned the bottom and top. And now what I like to do, let me get some, no, that one hasn't been opened. Get one that's been opened already. And not that one. Okay. I know I have one that's open somewhere. There we go. A little bit of this deoxit. I like to put that up in the port. Doesn't take much with another cotton pellet. But a little bit of this deoxit makes it where, like I have cleaned ports in the past, and you can wiggle the cable, and it's like there's some contact bounce, and it will be intermittent. But a little bit of that deoxit, and that intermittency goes away. That's just been my experience. So let's see, what do we have now? Let me get the meter back. Are we any better? All right, 1, yeah, 2, 3, and I'm wiggling, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me get a good ground, see if I can get where I can wiggle this port good. 11, 12, 13, nothing on 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, even 19. Okay. Is that all it was? Maybe. Maybe. Let me clean up this dry spot here. I'll pop it back in the chassis, and we'll find out right quick, like, if that's all it was. All right. Well, I've put it back together. I cleaned that dry spot on the APU and on the correspondingly on the heatsink. A lot of dirt in this one, as you can see down in there. But that shouldn't keep us from getting a picture. So let's find out, shall we? Blue light, come on. Should have had a picture by now, I would think. No, no picture. Look there, white light, no picture. So it wasn't just a dirty port. I'll wiggle it, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. Okay. White light and no video still. Okay, let's get this board back out. Yeah, I'm trying to think whether I want to take some voltage measurements around the HDMI port. Of course, the problem is the HDMI encoder's on the other side of the board. You can check some things on this side, but a lot of what I'd like to check is on the other side of the board. I could check and make sure that we're getting 5 volts out. So let me get set up for that. Well, I was sliding the chassis over here back to the workbench to check the 5 volts on the port, and I think I spotted the problem. Can you see it? It's right there in the picture, very close to the middle of the screen. Can't quite see it? All right, let me switch to the microscope. That might make it easier. Right here by the APU. We've had some rough handling there, I believe. Do you notice a missing capacitor right there? These others, like that. Oh, that one just broke loose. They're not broken, they just have popped loose. That one looks like it's been hit also. Oh, that one's been hit. That one's popping up. These may be okay. But these you just barely touch. They come off. And what these are coupling capacitors. I think I mentioned this in another video. These are, coming out of the APU, these are differential pairs. You see how they run parallel to each other, and there's capacitors. These are not decoupling capacitors. These are not coupling to ground. These are actually carrying a signal from one side to the other. And the reason they're there is because there's probably a voltage differential between what comes out of here, a DC voltage differential, what comes out of here, and what goes to the HDMI encoder, which I will show you if you follow these parallel tracks. We go right here to the HDMI encoder, because you can't see this on the other side of the board, but you can see the heatsink pad for it there. On the other side of the board from this is the HDMI encoder, and these are the differential pairs that are going in. So that's going to be our issue. That will give you a white light because your encoder is working fine. It's just not getting any data. The data comes through these capacitors. And so we need to reattach and replace one. These are, I think, just 100 nanofarads or 0.1 microfarad. You know, I've got them. I think I bought 100 of them or something. So we'll get that replaced and get these other ones, hopefully get them put back down without them blowing all over the place. They are tiny, and I think we'll have a little better outcome next time. So let me get set up for that. So, one capacitor replaced and several others reattached. Let's see if we make any difference whatsoever. I am very hopeful. There we go. We have video. I can't be sure. I think those capacitors get knocked off a lot during disassembly. Maybe your screwdriver slips. I don't know. Maybe it's taken off this, spacer here on the behind the clamp. I don't know, but it's right there by that clamp and stuff. So that's my only theory, is that's how they get knocked off. Just a little bit of rough handling. But yeah, I think she's going to work. Let me do some cleanup on this one, and we'll slip it all back together and give it a final check out. How's that sound? Well, this PS5 is fully reassembled. I've done a fair amount of cleanup on it. Had a lot of dirt in it. No roach mess of any kind, but lots of dirt. It's got some scratches in the front around that HDMI port. I mean, around the USB port, I should say, which most of them do have scratches there. Yeah, this one was repaired by one capacitor, and I will put up on the screen the part that I used to replace it. And that capacitor cost me $2.30 for 100. So 2.3 cents basically in parts to repair this one. Well, I hope you liked that one. Thought it was somewhat interesting, educational, entertaining, any of the above. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in that very next repair. Bye for now.